So welcome, yogis, onto your mat. Nice gentle evening practice. I think the energy for this evening is going to be quite a soft, nurturing energy. With awareness on our breath. Pranayama. Prana meaning life force, and ayama means control. So it is about observing and controlling our breath in our practice. So as we sit here for a moment, just arriving in this space, have a moment to root into the earth, but also let's just take a few moments to sit with our breath. We often do this all the time, but to just really consciously come to our breath. So just close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling as you breathe, whether it feels easy or a little bit laboured and uncomfortable. Is the breath deep or starting off shallow and then we start to deepen it as we become conscious? And pranayama, the breath control, is all about how we move the breath around our body, how we're aware of our inhale, perhaps the very small retention of breath, the exhale, and maybe sometimes the external retention of breath as well. And how breath and pranayama can clear the blockages that we hold in our body, the energetic blockages that make our energy stagnant or a very small flow through the body. And so breath work can really release this and bring us more into harmony. So just bringing this real deep awareness in our practice this evening, where our breath is going and where we're feeling it in our body. So with that, join me in a seated position. If you're lying down, just hug the knees in for a moment. Have a nice rock. If you're already seated and you just want to shift a little or pull a blanket across your knees, whatever feels right for you. Sometimes you might want a blanket around your shoulders. It feels sort of like a cuddle or a bit more nurturing. And maybe that's what we need a little bit more of at the moment. Not to be hard on ourselves, but to just love ourselves a bit. So this evening we will just sit with our breath, particularly as I really want to just draw awareness to breath this evening. The mind will wander, it will, but just keep trying to come back to what I always call the gap between our thoughts, where we're kind of with the breath. Sometimes we can have a thought while we're still conscious of the breath and know that we're thinking the thought, but it hasn't taken us off somewhere. And we can just sort of sit in that space where we know we're thinking, but we also know that we're with our breath as well. And that gets easier and easier the more we try. So we'll have a 5-minute practice, like a meditation practice in this. So just resting hands, get comfortable. And every now and then I'll just draw you back to being in that gap. Relax your eyes, shoulders. Just allow the belly to be soft. And we're now just in this space where we're following the breath. In the gap. Aware of the breath without thinking thoughts that take us off. Coming back into the gap. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Witnessing your thoughts, being fully aware of the thought and the breath. You are thinking your thoughts rather than your thoughts thinking you. Keep relaxing. And let's just take one more conscious breath here. Notice where you are and blinking your eyes open. How did that feel today? We're different every day ourselves, how we're thinking, feeling, so our meditation's always going to be slightly different. So just observe without any judgment at all. So coming off your cushions, just popping them aside. And the first pose we're going to come into, take 5 minutes with this one, is dragonfly. So a nice stretch through our inner legs, getting into our liver, kidney channel and spleen. If you want something ever so small rolled up under the buttocks and just to sort of tilt the body forwards, you can, or under your knees, whatever feels comfortable. And then we're just going to rest into this pose. Try and relax the feet and ankles. Sometimes they might feel a bit tense, soles of the feet. Now as we soften, just softening into shoulders, neck and head. Coming to the point as you lean forward where you're feeling this lovely stretch through the legs, but it's not painful. And just deepening your breath into your belly. Noticing how it feels to breathe. Can you relax the head? Where are you holding tightness still? Keep looking, there's always some tightness. Keep noticing if your feet kind of tense and point. Just relax. What are you feeling and where are you feeling it? And if there are any areas that are a bit tender in your body today, take the breath there. Imagine guiding the breath there purposely. Whether it's hip or knee, lower back, shoulders or neck. Just noticing if there's any more movement in the body. And we'll take a lovely deep breath now. Noticing how our breath changes as we just lift up. And then coming back into a lovely neutral pose. Being curious as to how your body's going to feel as you just roll down. Is it going to feel like you expect it to feel or different in some way? Relax. Everything just starts to soften now. It might take a few breaths to really start to release, especially through the lumbar spine. Notice if you're tight in your belly, in the abdomen. And then relaxing around your eyes and face. Gradually letting the shoulders soften. And gently aware of your breath while you're here. Every time we breathe in, we're taking in prana, life force. And it's clearing through blockages. Every exhale we release. So when you're ready, let's draw the knees in for a nice little hug. And just checking in with how the body feels softer now, how long it took to soften after that pose. And rolling up. We'll come into cat's tail, so a little twist, nice gentle twist actually. Begin by coming on to your right hand side. And then we bring the left knee up and over so that we're sort of in line with our hip. And if you can grab your foot, great. If you can't, don't worry. Just leave it lying there. Sometimes that's going to feel more comfortable. You can rest your head on your upper arm. And then we're going to just roll backwards. If you've got a little cushion or something that you want to rest your head on, grab one now because we can actually get a little bit more relaxed in this pose. If you don't want to come into this too much this evening, if you really just want to be very soft with your practice, then you can just almost be still on your side and just perhaps tilt that shoulder back. Whatever feels right, try and relax through your neck if your head is supported. And this is a lovely pose to really observe where your breath moves. You might find that you feel it quite low in the belly on the right hand side, and then more in the chest on the left, or maybe the right, well, whatever you feel. Try and relax your buttocks. There's a tendency to have all that tight around buttocks and lower back. Back of the thigh, just checking in. Keep relaxing if you find that your body has tensed up again. How does your body feel in this twist? Does life feel like you're twisted in knots? Does it feel good to unravel? Move the body in this opposite direction. Good for the digestive system, which can often become really affected when we're dealing with upsets and trauma. Appetite changes. Either we overeat or we lose our appetite. Noticing how you feel in the root, whether you're feeling grounded and safe. And of course, with this pose, we're opening through our heart center as well. Let's take a lovely breath. And then releasing the foot if you are holding on to it. If not, don't worry then. And just rolling up and then onto your back. Take your time. You might find if you're a bit tender through your back that you just need to sort of move different parts of the body very slowly. And then once you come into Shavasana, neutral pose, just checking in with what you're feeling. What muscles have you used? Where can you feel that deep stretch? Where can you feel coolness or tingling? Maybe through the lower abdominal area, one side or the other. Nice stretch through the upper back muscles as well. Just connecting inwardly with yourself. Keep relaxing. Even if you feel really relaxed, just notice the upper back and shoulders. So let's draw the knees in for a little hug, one at a time. And you can bring the head up if you want to. It feels quite nice to stretch a little bit more through the upper back. And then when you're ready, just coming over to the other side, I'm just going to change sides to lie on the left. Have a little pillow handy as well. And so cat's tail on the left-hand side, bringing that right knee up and over, grabbing your foot if you can. Don't worry if you can't. You might get one foot one side and not the other as well. There's always an opportunity for a little bit of imbalance. And then just rolling back, resting the head. Relax, arm extended or under the head, wherever is comfortable. So, as before, checking in around the buttocks and lower back for areas to relax. Around your neck, shoulders. And then when you find that you're relaxed, just bring your awareness to your breath. Where is the breath, the prana, moving through your body? Where do you feel it not move so much as well? How does this pose feel today? You might find that there's a lot of energy moving around your digestive system. So this predominantly works with solar plexus above our navel. That centre of action and motivation. And when things aren't going so right in life, we can feel quite lethargic. Procrastination sets in. Feeling like maybe we just need to slow down. And there's a reason for that. To nurture. Just noticing if this pose is starting to kind of soften a bit more now. Keep relaxing around your head and neck if you can. It's always a place that the tension comes back. As you breathe, just noticing where the breath moves in the back of your body, the back ribs. Can you notice the breath around your nostrils? And then we'll take one last breath in this pose. Gently release your foot. Notice how it feels to open through that knee and extend. And then gently coming onto your back. In whatever way is comfortable for you, take your time. Especially if you have got any areas that are a little bit sort of twingy today. And you just notice, how does it feel now that we've done both sides? Hopefully there's kind of an energetic balance and a physical balance that you're feeling. Where is the chi moving, the prana? Tingly feeling, kind of electrical feeling maybe in the body. Heart center maybe, chest. Through the legs or abdomen. Just follow the feelings. How do you feel? Are you feeling quite connected to your body right now? And your feelings as well. Are you feeling your feelings or are you thinking them? So just as these sensations fade, we'll give ourselves another little hug. I have a lovely rock here. And then gently coming up. I think we'll come into butterfly. If you have got your bolster handy, I'm just going to grab my bolster over here. I wasn't going to do this pose, but actually I think it's a really lovely one to do today. So just bring put that there. So butterfly, I'm going to take it even more restorative than we normally do. If you want to, you can bring the bolster in front of the head. Let me just turn sideways and come into butterfly like this and just rest the legs. Or you can pop the bolster just on the feet, resting the head forward. But actually, any of you who have a bit of a tender lower back, this is really nice. So we can just come into it with the legs over the bolster and resting forward. Quite restorative. If you haven't got a bolster, a stack of cushions would work here. How does this feel? If you're enjoying it, keep staying here. If you want to move your bolster or cushions to a different position, then please do. It's your practice. Breathing to your belly. And just following your breath all through the whole back of your body, that lower back, mid and upper back, all the muscles around the rib cage moving. Just stay with your breath. Let's follow the breath for a while. Trying to stay in the gap between thoughts like we do with meditation. Notice your thoughts. Be the witness. And following your breath. Almost allowing yourself to slip into that meditative state in the pose. And we're going to take a breath, gently lift up. Keep your bolster handy because we're going to use it again in a moment. But just come into a nice neutral. How did that feel? Slightly different variation on butterfly, which I particularly like. It really allows the back to stretch in a really gentle way. And it's not so taxing on the hips as butterfly normally is. So take this opportunity to just gently settle, relax the abdominal muscles or muscles in the waist. Gradually sort of let each muscle, let it go one by one. And then we'll hug in. If you've got a cushion as well as your bolster or even a curved meditation cushion, we're just going to create a little wedge and then lie on it. So this is what I suggest. So a meditation cushion or simply a sofa cushion, and then I'm going to bring the bolster on top of it like that. So I'm kind of creating a little bit of a wedge shape. Then what I want you to do is turn around and sit on the end of it. And then what we're literally going to do is lie back. If you've got a bolster, it is perfect. This is ideal. If you haven't, then maybe kind of a stack of cushions creating the same sort of effect. And with the bolster, you can just let the back of the head rest on the end of it so that you're supported. You don't feel like your head is hanging uncomfortably anywhere and there's stress in the neck. And I like to have my knees bent, and I'm just going to take the feet wide and the knees can rest together. Or if you're more comfortable, you can extend the legs out. That actually affects my lower back a bit more. So I prefer the knees together. And then arms can just come out to the side. Wherever you're comfortable. This is essentially just sort of taking the body, rolling it back over this bolster. Your bottom will be off of the mat. It's not going to be on the mat, so you're really curving into the lower spine. So just be quite aware of that the back is quite flat. If it doesn't feel right, whatever construction you've created, then just adapt it so that you are comfy. Try and relax. Relax your buttocks and thighs if you're holding in the legs. Just allow yourself to be supported. Another way that you can add to this is if you have two other cushions, you can rest them under your arms and just be completely supported. Keep relaxing the inner thighs, legs and buttocks. Lovely heart opener. Nice deep breaths. Notice where the breath moves in your body. How does this feel? Do you like this pose this evening? Or does it feel strange? So let's take a breath. And lifting the head, gently lifting the body up. And you can put your bolster aside. And come into a nice neutral pose. Roll yourself down. And just checking in how you felt. Using all the props we have around us, allowing us to be supported by them. As you rest your eyes and just allow the natural rhythm of your breath. Again, just tuning into where you might need to send the breath in your body that needs healing, that you know feels blocked or is sluggish. And we'll come into the last pose now. We'll take waterfall, which is a really lovely restful pose to end. Nice inversion. So hug in, gently rock. You can either raise your legs, but I quite like to put a cushion just underneath the buttocks, just to tilt the body back a little bit. If you've got a blanket you want to put over your feet, then you can. And then just a little kind of roll up of the buttocks and then pop the cushion under. If you've got a wall you can place your feet on, please do. It's slightly more restful. So you're going to just allow the chin to tuck in a little. Lengthen the neck, eyes closed. Draw your awareness to your third eye. And just following lovely soft belly breaths. Being the witness of your thoughts. And just staying in the gap. Looking for anything else you can relax. Following your breath. Following how deep your breath is. As you breathe here, just notice again also whether the left or the right nostril feels blocked, or if there's an evenness to the breath. How far up the nostril can you feel the coolness as you breathe in? And really noticing a slight warmth as you breathe out. And with one more breath, we'll slowly just lower the feet, enjoying how that feels, and then roll the body out. Just take a neutral pose to begin with. Gently relaxing the back. Let it find its natural shape. Everything just softening now. And then when you're ready, deciding where you want to relax, seated or lying down. Just allowing yourself to become very comfortable. See what what guidance we might be given today. Sometimes they're just nice to take a card whenever you feel a little bit lost or feel like you need an answer. And I'll take one with my eyes closed and see what comes up. Yvonne, you read this to you and what else it may mean. I always try and trust that whatever has been given is relevant in some way, shape or form. So it says, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Animals respond to your kind and gentle ways. You have a special understanding of them. You can relate to the innocence and the trusting nature of animals, and you feel a call to help them. I am one of your guardian angels, and I am here to tell you of the beautiful ripple effects that your relationship with animals has created. Your love for animals has also forged a deep bond and an appreciation with you and the nature angels. All of the other animals whom you have ever loved continue to be with you like guardian angels. Your love for them keeps these animals at your side forever. Your pets in heaven are happy, spiritually healthy and playful and affectionate. Your pets on earth are surrounded by angels who bestow miracles upon you and them. In many ways, the animals act as angels for you and your loved ones. You are someone who truly appreciates the angelic qualities of animals. You are able to communicate wordlessly with them, these wondrous creatures. And your special bond with the animal kingdom is opening doors for you right now. So that's a lovely, sweet little card. I often do find that our pets and animals they are like little earth angels, especially dogs. I find they are unconditionally loving, always joyful to see you, patient, loyal and trusting. So they have qualities that we humans could definitely adopt. Just sit with that. Let whatever comes through come through. very gently. Just notice where your thoughts were just then. And just come back to the breath for a few moments. And then very gently you can just start to move fingers and toes. Roll the head from side to side or up and down. And then if you're lying down, just bringing the knees in for a little hug. There's no rush, so just take your time to rock on your back. Coming back into your evening, even if it's just for a short while before bed. And then rolling up, join me in seated. And then bringing hands to your heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.